A very good evening to all of you. Welcome back to Tea Talks Tuesday once again. And greetings from Tea Talks Tuesday to all the audience and all the members of Tea Talks Tuesday on this Mahasivratri auspicious day. And today we have very beautiful Rachel Deepthi here. She is going to talk on the scope of sports nutrition as a profession. So over to Mayuri to give introduction of Rachel Deepthi.
Thank you, Dr. Janki.
Yeah.
So good evening, one and all, and wishing you all a very happy Mahashivratri. So I'm privileged to give this intro of Rachel. So Rachel Deepthi is a Chennai-based registered dietitian with 8 years experience in the field of lifestyle, sports, and maternal child health nutrition. Currently, she's working as a consultant with doctors, NGOs, and paramedical team. Her passion for nutrition education has driven her to deliver talks and hold workshops in nutrition and healthy lifestyle at schools, colleges, corporates, NGOs, sports, academies, and TV shows. She constantly engages herself in research and also writes various articles for regional magazines and e-newsletters. She holds a bachelor's degree in nutrition, food service management, and dietetics from Women's Christian College, master's in clinical nutrition from Sri Ramchandra University, Chennai. She's a registered dietitian from Indian Dietetics Association, certified in diabetes education from CMC Vellore, and she's a certified sports nutritionist from Sports Authority of India, NIS, Patiala. Coming to her work experience, she has worked for a private e-clinic, global online consultation. Currently, she's working since 2020. And she's a program director of Nourish and Grow, an exclusive nutrition workshop for kids. And currently, she's also working with elite athletes of TNPL cricket, that is Tamil Nadu, I guess it's Tamil Nadu Premium League cricket, and national swimmers of Tamil Nadu. And she's an expert panel member of firstcry.com and a parentune.com. It is an online community for parents and children. She's also a co-founder of Pastor's Nutrition Program, a community program supported by TCA Mohali. And her past working experience, she's a senior nutritionist at Handy Medical Center, Chennai. So her professional experience, she has hosted a lot of Instagram live sessions for the parents of first grade junior, guest lectures. There are many guest lectures, live sessions she has held it. To name few, guest talk at Chennai Government School on National Nutrition Week and Education Nutrition Program for Adolescents in 2021. Guest talk at REACH, REACH, a TB care center, Chennai, on importance of nutrition for active tuberculosis patients, live sessions on importance of breastfeeding, nutrition, and immunity for children with Parentune in 2021. Guest lectures at ITM, Institute of Hotel Management, Navy, Mumbai, address the students of BA in International Culinary Arts and Arts on Food Science and Nutrition. She has been a guest speaker for workshop on smart eating for kids at Orchids International School, guest speaker at Yellow All Community Program for webinars and Instagram Live on the topic Nutrition and Diet for Thyroid in 2020. And she has done a nutrition education program at Lady Andal Venkatesh Subbarao School for 4th standard students, and many more. And she's also a nutrition columnist with regional magazines addressing issues on healthy eating, food preservatives, weight management, fitness nutrition, women's nutrition. She was also the member of editorial board for the magazine Calorie for the Department of Clinical Nutrition, Sri Ramachandra University, Porur, Chennai. So here I would like to welcome Rachel on to Tea Talks. Welcome, Rachel. Welcome on to the Tea Talks.
Welcome, Rachel Deepthi for Tea Talks. And I see you are having a wide connection right from Mohali to Chennai. It is, if you draw a line, it's a vertical line. So how you were connected from top to bottom? That's one first question. Then I'll ask you the regular one.
Good evening to all. Thank you, Dr. Janaki and Mrs. Mayuri, for inviting me for this tea talk session for Tuesday. It's a wonderful evening to be with you all. And yes, Dr. Janaki, so I had been part of an exclusive community group for nutritionists called Nutritionist Entrepreneurship Program. So that's where we all entrepreneur-based dietitians meet. So I got my skills and training from there, and that's how I was able to connect with all of them throughout India and gain more knowledge from other state dietitians as well. So I'm a person who's always open to learning. That's how I was able to get connected with someone who's in Mohali as well.
Wow, nice. That is really nice. So, to begin with, what is the subject of sports nutrition is all about? So it's picking up lately. So there are so many aspirants who want to take up this subject and take it as their career and work on it. So, what do you have to say? What is it all about?
It's very simple, ma'am. People think that sports nutrition is something very complicated and cannot be touched by anyone or any dietitian, but it's just that um, it's a practice of nutrition and dietetics which is formulated only for athletes based on their lifestyle, based on their sport that they play. So based on that, their energy demand, just like how we modify calories, energy, protein, and carbohydrates for a clinical patient, the same way we modify all of that based on their energy goals and formulated diet plan. So here the other end we see someone who is bedridden, but there's someone who is very active, always running around. So we see how nutrients is being utilized by each athlete for based on their each sport. So most of the sport are energy demanding. For example, football or soccer or and hockey, they keep running around, and for sprinters as well, we need that amount of energy and that nutrients to run like Usain Bolt to finish in those minute seconds. So that's how well our nutrients that we learn has an impact. So most of them we don't realize how much far it can go, but it does help in sports athletes as well.
So every second, actually, when you come to that fine tuning of competition, I think every second, I think parts in the second also makes a lot of difference in winning the show. So definitely, this is a very good statement. Like every second is important, and nutrition has a big role to play in that. How agile and quick and ready to go. Okay.
So, Rachel, my question to you is, who is eligible to take up this specialty? Many younger population would be more interested to know about this.
Yes, so when we take 10 years back, over a decade back, we had very hardly few certifications and courses available in India itself, but we have courses in MSc Sports Nutrition all over India in many institutions, right from Mumbai, from Chennai and Hyderabad, NIN. So whoever has 3 years of BSc in food service development or food service management and dietetics can apply for MSc in sports nutrition. So if they are very passionate about fitness industry, or if they are so passionate about sports, definitely they can go for MSc in sports nutrition. And or else, if it is someone who wants to switch over the career from clinical to the other end of fitness, definitely they can do with the help of any qualified certification course that is very suitable for practicing.
So, in continuation with the same question, so are there any courses offered for people who have already done MSc who wants to shift to sports nutrition, or who wants to shift from clinical to sports? Are there any courses that are available, national or international?
Yes, yes. So in India, if we take the first topmost course which I completed is from Sports Authority of India. They give the best knowledge for each athlete, for each dietitians to get trained. So you will know everything about A to Z. Even if it is a dietitian from clinical background, will be able to grasp it well. So it's more of Indianized, and how well we can curate sports nutrition for Indian athlete. Everything will be taught. Second is Association of Sports Nutrition and Fitness, ASNFS. They are also being run by top dietitians in India who are who have vast experience in this field for over 20 years. So that's the top two certification courses that one can take in India. It will be easy for them to learn from the professionals, and it will be easy for them to implement in practice as well. And international certificates, there are a lot of international certifications from you have Sports Oracle, you have Sports Dietitian of Australia certification course, and also you have a certification 2-year diploma course from the Olympic Community of Australia, from IOC, International Olympic Committee. So you can opt for those courses, and then you can shift into sports nutrition career.
Or do they this international same continuation of the same question? In the international courses that we get, I saw some people who are not nutrition based, say arts students, or who are interested in fitness. Can they also go ahead with these courses? What is your opinion on that?
Yes, so there are many fitness trainers who are specializing in sports nutrition, because bodybuilding is a sport by itself. So to understand how they can implement sports nutrition into bodybuilding, or if it's a fitness trainer who is well versed in and has good knowledge of bodybuilding and fitness, so he'll be that person to take up a short-term course, maybe a 2-week or a 6 weeks course, very short-term course, and get into practice.
Okay. Good.
Okay. So to all the audience, Rachel Deepthi is here, and any questions with regards to the sports nutrition and nutrition profession, you all are free to ask her. So she's here, make a best use of her here. So now coming to the next question, Rachel, how is the subject suitable for daily OPD practice? So when it comes to sports nutrition, people are in a kind of mindset that it is only for the sports people, and if we find any athlete, then only we'll do a consultation or something like that. So how it is, different in an OPD case?
Yes. So when someone studies sports nutrition, they will be able to apply few principles of sports nutrition for an OPD patient. How is, if it is an OPD patient, or for example, we can take it as a diabetic patient himself. So definitely we'll ask him to go for regular workouts or walking. So we need to give them the basic advice, what to eat before the workout and what to eat after the workout, so that whatever is lost is replenished. We may not know, the person may be doing brisk walking, and then after the session, he may end up eating something which is not required. And after a month's consultation, he will come saying like, I went for walking, but still I did not lose weight, right? So basic, small pre-workout, post-workout meal, hydration, everything is important. The quantity of the food, the quality of the food, how you give for someone who works out, can be a recreational athlete also, or can be a weekend warrior also. Or it can be for children who are very active and they play in the evening continuously for 2 or 3 hours outdoor. So even for their growth and development, all these principles will be applied, and it definitely shows a remarkable change in practice. So these are the areas where you can apply the principles that you learn from sports nutrition. So more of sports nutrition, what people think is prescribing only supplements. It's not all about supplements. So there are many principles in that way where you can understand how each body type works, and based on that, you can prescribe.
Nice. Okay. So in continuation, So in continuation to this, Rachel, like, can you please give us a brief of like how to plan a pre and a post workout meal, in general?
So there are just basic criteria that you need to know while planning them. So you should know what activity they are going to do, and you should know the background of the patient, whether they are vegetarian or non-vegetarian, what food they like and dislike, and that is very, very important. And how is their hydration status? So if it is someone who is sweat excessively, like in hyperhidrosis, so they sweat a lot, and in between their workout they will feel very tired. So what are the alternative liquids that you can give them apart from water? So those points you have to keep in mind. And pre-workout snack, rather than, it can be a perfect meal, a balanced meal with good amount of protein and carbs, or it can be carb-based snack, or a protein or carb-based snack as well. So based on the daily requirement and the goal they achieve, we can plan accordingly. It can be some nuts, or it can be fruit, and it can be our basic dry fruit laddu, or it can be some smoothie bowl or a protein shake. So it totally depends on the age and the activity that they are planning to do.
Can you give an example for the same, a recent example maybe?
Yes, so I'll keep a very basic example. It can be brisk walking. So down south, summer is going to start. So this person is going for walking, and he's someone who sweats a lot. So he goes for 40 minutes of brisk walking, and in between he's feeling very tired. So that time he can have a glass of, he can carry his bottle. So there he can have lemon juice with a little bit of salt and sugar. So that becomes your homemade ORS. So the immediate nourishment happens over there, and he's able to complete his task as well. So another way where he can do is, before going to his workout, he can eat half plantain, or he can have 3 to 5 pieces of walnuts or almonds, like a snack, and then he can go for walking. And if it is a breakfast or a dinner time, which comes after his meal, his workout time, he can directly go for a well-balanced meal, a good amount of carbs, vegetables, and good amount of vegetables. Or if it's not so, then he can stick to any protein plus carbohydrate snack. It can be a cracker with some peanut butter, or it can be a slice of peanut butter with a slice of bread, and it can be even our homemade porridges also, and fruit juices. That will definitely help to replenish what is lost during the workout. And the muscles are also fed with the required nutrients.
Okay. Same thing. Like for example, this is say for example, you are given a simple example. For example, the person is going for training. Generally, a sports person first will do some training, then actually do the sports activity. For example, tennis. Before playing the tennis, they do some training. So in between the gap of there are two events happening. One is training, which is a physical exertion, and playing, which is again a physical exertion. In these two events in between, what do you advise for such a person to take to fuel up
there are athletes who have continuous training for 3 to 4 hours. So that time we plan their meal accordingly. So either the previous meal will be heavy with the protein, carbohydrates, and fiber, which will help them to sustain throughout the first 2 to 3 hours maybe. And then in between, we suggest them these energy dense snack,
Okay.
or it can be some energy bar or energy gels, which is they are convenient, so that they'll be able to sustain throughout the 3 to 4 hours session.
Okay.
And after the session, they can have chicken sandwich or filled with vegetables, or it can be um, banana with peanut butter sandwich with a lot of nuts, chia seeds. So something like that, like energy dense, they can have after the workout.
Okay.
And India being more of vegetarians,
Hmm.
okay, now when we are into sports, generally people have this myth of taking, you must take non-veg, either chicken or boiled egg or something like that. So how do we, how we can scale up this in for a vegetarians?
Yes, so the main task for a vegetarian athlete is always is to meet their protein requirement. When they don't reach the target, we definitely support them with supplements, but it totally depends on their on-season and off-season time.
Yeah.
So we include all vegetarian based proteins for them based on their activity and tolerance. And yeah, supplements will be given for them.
Okay.
An elite athlete who's traveling always, then that's the best choice.
Okay.
So, okay.
So audience, yeah. So audience, whoever are here, so Rachel Deepthi is here. She's a sports nutritionist. So you can ask your questions, any questions with regards to the scope of sports nutrition as a...
Sorry, please excuse me.
That's okay, no problem. So any questions with regards to the sports nutrition, you can ask. She is here to answer your questions. Kirti has raised her hand. Yes, Kirti, you can unmute and you can ask your question.
Yes, ma'am. Good evening, everybody, ma'am. So I'm a student, ma'am. I'm pursuing my MSc in sports nutrition. I'm doing my first year.
Great.
So I have this, yes, ma'am. So I have this doubt. Do we need to write this registered dietitian exam, ma'am, to get into practice for sports nutritionist?
So basically, registered dietitian is an exam for clinical dietitians. So someone who's completed a registered dietitian exam, they'll be called as dietitian, and others will be called as nutritionists. So that is how it is being termed. So there won't be any issue for you to practice without registered dietitian, but still, if you have that passion to complete the exam and get that uh, certification, then yes, you can well ahead go and get it done. It's like another feather on your hat. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, thank you so much, ma'am.
Okay.
So,
yes, doctor.
How will be the life of sports and nutritionist? Now, how the day will start? How their say? I won't say a single day. Maybe each day will be different for them. So, what all they have to do as a sports nutritionist?
Yes, the common notion is they always be on supplements, but what we actually do is read a lot of supplements. So we have to go to supermarkets and find, see what all the other possible foods are available. Read the food label, because when it comes to elite athletes, we have to be careful with doping. So if there is any dope substance in that, so that they have to be careful with that. So very strict guidelines from what has been given. So we have to be careful with the medications they take. We have to be careful with the any packed food that they take. We have to keep constantly reading the food labels. And it is also always fancy to have a protein bar or energy bar picked up from the store. So you have to check the food label. So maximum of the process, we keep reading a lot of food labels, supplements suitable for the athletes or not, and each ingredient that which they add to it, herbal or non-herbal, and somewhere or the other some new product pops in. So maximum of the time it happens with reading food labels for them. And also what we do is, other than the consultation days, we go get an opportunity to meet them on field. So when you meet the athlete on field, you will get a clear picture of how the athlete performance is. So he may not be able to come and interpret and tell you, this is how I feel when I'm practicing. But when you go and see on the field, a lot of difference will be there of what he had told you and what you see. So based on that, we get a lot of ideas to eliminate food and include food which is very suitable for his performance. And the performance rate also will not be delayed. So he can practice well based on the plan given. And yes, sometimes if we nutrition is part of any team, state team or national team, we get a chance to travel. So
Okay.
that is also traveling with the athlete also is very important, which is being emphasized a lot these days now. So we will know what type of food they eat, and after going to the main center where the match is going to, tournament is going to happen, we will know what food is available and what is not available, and what immediate food swaps can be done so that the performance is also not lagged. So this
Okay.
is what basically a dietitian or sports nutritionist does. It's a lot more way beyond than supplements.
Yes, it is much more than supplements. You will be in this situation, and easily you can recommend what to take and what not to take and all. So going to the field, is it a protocol? A protocol of the while during training and all, not the actual event, but during training, going to field and checking how they are doing. Is it a part of protocol of treating the, or I won't say it is treating is not the right word, but um, you know, looking after, yeah, counseling or looking after the sports person.
So yes, doctor. So it is optional, but if you want, if you are very closely working with the team and you want to, it is an add-on key for a sports nutritionist. So
Yes.
on the field, we don't know what is happening. They may be even eating something else, which they even they don't know. So that is an added advantage. If you really want to improve the performance of the athlete, you can go visit them by getting permission from the coach or the academy wherever they are practicing, and we can visit them on once a week or twice a week or whenever they're going to practice. We can be in touch with them. So in that way, it solves half the problem. When we travel with them, when we visit them on field, we'll get a clear picture of what exactly, how the environment is, and what they do, and how the training intensity is. Everything we will be able to see like a live movie over there,
Right.
and we will be able to modify it accordingly.
Yeah, you'll get the hands-on
Yes.
information. I won't say experience, but the hands-on information about the sports person or the client, and you can do the changes.
So
And it also
a lot of information, and
yeah, a lot of unwritten information you can gather, absorb, or unsaid or, information you'll get. And also it helps nutritionists to be in focus, focus for others, okay, there is a nutritionist there who's helping this sports person. That also is important. I think that's very, very important, being in that profession, to be along with the client and complete the job completely. Great.
Nice. I have this question, Rachel. See, India being the land of sports, where, and currently many younger generation are coming up with a lot of sports, and all the recent medals which we got at Olympics. Okay, so a lot of activities are being done, and I know definitely nutrition plays a major role right? Recently, when there was an award function which was done by Dr. Janaki, that is R&D Awards, for the nominations where we just received, I mean, we could see only just 2 nominations. And I mean, such a huge area and such a huge scope of working as a sports nutritionist, and receiving just 2 nominations shows that there is some lacuna, right? Where is this, and what can you say about this?
Yes, Mayuri. So regards to that, I know many of the dietitians, post dietitians, they're discreetly working with the team. So their mind is and their life is always with the team. So
Okay.
dedicate their passion and their knowledge for the team. So maybe they would have missed out.
Missed out.
Out.
I was
True.
about to say the same.
Very true.
Maybe they missed out seeing the update. But still, yes, they will be glad to participate in the R&D program. And yes.
Yeah, I mean, there are many sports nutritionists, I hope, but it is very less known for the people, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So what are the additional skills that a sports nutritionists need apart from training?
Yes, doctor. So, yeah, so one of the main important skill that we dietitians, we never thought in our college was an entrepreneurship skill. So currently, you know, most of the digital marketing companies have been handling that, but even then, or either you have to do an MBA course and get an experience of it, but still you will get an experience. You should learn a little bit of entrepreneurship skill to collaborate with any academies or with any teams or with any individuals, so that you can practice. As well as good communication skill is very, very important in sports nutrition, because each athlete will come from different state, and you should be able to communicate well with them. And language barrier is also one of drawback in sports nutrition. So you should know language also, so that you get connected with the parents also, with the coach, and advise them accordingly. And a dietitian or a sports dietitian should know the basic knowledge of nutrition. It's not just only about giving how much of carbs and how much of protein, but also about each food's substance and food stuff, the food science, the basic science of food. They should know, so that even those small detailings, they should be strong enough to educate the parents from all the myths are going around, and the coach, so that they can support the team and the individuals well. So I did my entrepreneurship skill from Nutrition Entrepreneurship Program, NEP. So I'm very happy to be part of that program. So each dietitian should take up a short term like NEP course, and be very useful for practice.
Actually, that is you know, this is off your conversation. I did home science BSc as a undergraduation. There we have all these things.
Yes.
So now what is happening is now there are so many colleges, and they are offering nutrition as UG. And then after in that all these entrepreneurial skills or innovation is not there in that. So I think maybe in the curriculum we have to include other colleges, or everybody has to undergo home science BSc before they take up a nutrition as their subject. So okay, continue. I have to ask a question here, or
yeah, I'll just make an announcement, doctor.
okay.
So audience, Rachel Deepthi is here. So any questions with regards to the sports nutrition, please post your questions either here, or you can just raise your hand and you can ask the questions to her directly. So yeah, yes, doctor. Tejaswini is having a question. Yes, Tejaswini, you can unmute and you can ask the question.
Hi, ma'am. Hi, everyone.
Hi.
I'm a student of sports nutrition from NIN, National Institute of Nutrition. So my doubt is it is a very vague doubt, you can assume, but how valued are sports nutritionists among the coaches and the authority where we go? Because I have seen coaches who hate nutritionists, and I've seen on the other hand coaches like Gopi Chand, Abhinav Bindra, and everyone who strongly believe in role of nutrition in the performance of athletes. So how is it? How is the condition there when once you get into the job or something? How will you be treated? How valued are you?
So I would say your work must speak to them. That is the main way to convince coaches. They may have some lot of experience, but the work that you do in terms of sports nutrition, how you transform a person's performance, those timings, that will have to speak to them. That's the only way that you can convince a coach. Otherwise, it's not going to happen at all.
Right.
Right.
So rather than seeing how they condemn us, it's best that we start working, focusing on our strengths, bring out a lot of young athletes to get a lot of medals, and there we are. That's all, as simple as that.
Also, coaches might feel insecure, most probably, because they also do have knowledge of some about proteins, carbohydrates, or other nutrients and fluids, hydration, and things like that. And they also might, they might think all the credit you are one who is going to share the credit of the winning. So
True.
you have to create the trust, probably. As you said, your work has to speak, and creating trust definitely helps in being in with a good rapport with both coaches and family members of your client and the client, and getting good results. Any questions? Next question.
Yes, Tejaswini.
Another small doubt. So for the people who are willing to write RD exam again, there are few eligibility criterias like, be it 6 months of internship under a registered dietitian or 5 years of experience in a hospital setup. So a person who has done masters in particularly sports nutrition, can they write exam?
Yes, so if you go into IDS website, you'll have the eligibility criteria over there. You can check that. And like you said, you have to have at least minimum 6 months of RD internship. Then you will be eligible to write the exam. I think a sports nutritionist can write with an experience if they shift into clinical practice. But you can check with the details in the website and clarify it with the RD group. They'll help you out.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Welcome.
Yes.
Any more questions?
Audience, any more questions you have? Okay. Rachel, can you please tell us the work scope of, as a sports nutritionist?
So work scope wise, here I would like to tell is that a sports nutritionist, not necessary that they have to go in search of a lot of athletes or where they, and find them out. But here are few areas which I'll tell you, it'll be easy for you to find them. So this is how you can find them, and that's how the work scope is huge in India. So you can work in any private OPDs, even if you are a sports dietitian, like a weight management OPDs or a sport injury OPDs. So there the athletes come. So there you can guide them and you can help them in their recovery process.
Right.
And as well as you can be part of any sports academies, swimming academy or a cricket academy or a football academy, any academy nearby, so that you gain experience by training the athletes as well as interacting with the coach. That is very important. And also you can work, if you want to work from online, you can work with any, or you are someone interested in sports nutrition research area. So you could work with any sports nutrition supplement based companies where they offer diet consultation for the clients who purchase the products. So there you can gain a lot of knowledge about how each supplement works for each individuals. And also for if you are someone who is very interested in cooking, I know for the last 3 years all are at home, and during the lockdown many people have developed cooking skills. Still, if you have that passion, you can still get it into food product development, which we have been taught in our undergraduation or in masters. So you can bring out your own formulation of products. Could be a whey protein powder, or it can be an energy bar, or it can be any pre or post workout snack, which will be very handy for the athletes to use. And also you will be able to find them in some elite gyms and fitness centers, or in a sports physiotherapy clinic, or in a sports ortho clinic where they come for treatment. So you will be able to interact with them there and gain a lot of experience from by training them with the diet. And also you can work, not always that you have to work with an elite athlete. You still can work with grassroots level athletes who starting their who are in the initial phase of starting their career into sport. So you can start from there. And also there are a lot of sports academies where they have a lot of where children go for many sports academies. So those sports academies will be primarily for children. Can be a cricket academy or a swimming pool center. So you can go, if you are a person who's interested in child nutrition or pediatric nutrition, you can go as a pediatric sports nutritionist and you can work with them. So it's not a healthy child is always into sport, but it will be some what to say, a Paralympic athlete also might be there. You may not know, or it can be an athlete who needs growth and development attention. So there you can utilize your nutrition counseling skills. So that's how you gain experience, and these are the areas where you can widely work now. And we need a lot of sports nutritionists and dietitians specifically in these areas.
And also, yes, doctor, go ahead, doctor.
Talking about the kids who generally parents, they admit into enroll them into this cricket academy or tennis academy. Generally, not that they're going to be sports persons, but as a part of daily curriculum. So they may be slightly malnourished, getting into such a lot of training and all. When they are admitted, they are okay. I mean, they enroll, they are okay. Then after some time, maybe after a couple of months, they'll become malnourished, in the sense they'll become very lean. So at that time, then the parents start coming to looking for a nutritionist or dietitian to gain weight and the nourishment and all that. So once they take the prescription, they go off, and I mean their needs are met, but they don't come again for follow-up. How do you make sure that they come for follow-up? This is very crucial, I feel, because people think a diet or a prescription is like, just like a tablet. Once you start taking, it will take care forever. But it doesn't happen like that. The growing child needs, changes. So how do you make sure they come back to you again?
Yes, doctor. So when they visit, definitely we have to advise them about the critical points. And we have to ensure and tell them that the child is in the growth phase. So definitely a growth monitoring needs to be done. And yes, we have to call them up manually for follow-ups, or send them emails or messages. And for children, we can keep it more interactive with whenever they come for the visit, we can have some nutrition-based game boards or some activities so that we can give them some short-term targets so that they'll achieve and come. And by including their favorite food in the diet, they will definitely love to come back. So even for children, parents think that diet is something that they have to avoid food and not include anything. But what they don't understand is the energy demand is also more in children. They eat like an adult if they are very active.
Yes.
So that concept only we can handle. So these are the small ideas that we can implement into the concept and make them to come back.
Great. Good. The problem areas we have to identify.
Right. So Rachel, can you please share your experience of, the recent sports nutrition course that you have done from Sports Academy of India, so that, younger generation would be more interested to get into this?
Yes, thank you, Mayuri. So for the last maybe 6-7 years, I was hunting for a sports nutritionist, sports nutrition course. There were many international certifications, but luckily last year a course was initiated by the National Institute of Sports, Patiala, Sports Authority of India, and Sri Ramachandra Medical College. So in collaboration with them, they came up with this sports nutrition course. It is both they teach both sports science as well as sports nutrition. So that is the best part in this course. So you will be able to understand the body kinetics, how the athlete body works, and keeping those basics in mind, you will also be able to apply the principles of nutrition into these body kinetics, sports science related subject. So in that way, it was one of the unique course which was offered by Sports Authority of India for 6 months, and it was completely online. The best part was the last 2 weeks of the workshop where we have to go in person to the training center. So I was allotted in Delhi. So we got a chance to visit the Sports Authority of India Center. We saw the Olympic athletes practicing, and we also went to places where boxers, international players were training.
Awesome.
The aerodrome, the swimming pool. We saw the international grade stadiums in Delhi. And we also got a hands-on experience in the kitchen. So morning 4 o'clock or 5, we go to the kitchen. We prepare nice yummy meals for them. And meal planning also was effectively taught for us. And we were able to implement for them. And the meal prep was totally different from what we prepare for our family. So that was a very huge experience, and it was nice. They gave us a chance to go into the kitchen and see how everything is kept very clean, and the chefs were so excellent. Whatever we said, they were able to make out for them, and they take care of each athlete's digestive health also. So by not adding too much of spices and all of that. So individual attention was given, and that's how we were able to learn the theory and put the practice into practice in the last 2 weeks of the course. The topmost quote that I can vouch for anyone to take in India is from Sports Authority of India.
Oh, nice, nice, awesome. Okay, you were living a life of a sports person for 2 weeks?
Yes.
Waking up at 4 a.m.
Also to see them practice on the field for the early mornings in the cold weather, and some were practicing late nights also. So the change of weather also based on that, they were changing the diet in the kitchen. Many things were happening over that. It was like a mini village.
Right.
Right.
Unknown mini village.
Nice, nice.
Nutrition village, sports village.
True. So Arun Kumar has a question. He has raised his hand. Arun, you can just unmute yourself and you can ask your question.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. I'm Arun Kumar. As a clinical dietitian, I have a one doubt. As everyone knows that we mostly use the proteins and the carbs for energy utilization. And how about the fats? I mean, how densely, we can utilize in the sports nutrition. And most of the people, speaks about the proteins and carbs. But how about the fat? It will affect the, energy into a sports nutrition.
It will get utilized in the system. So it varies. The fat percentage varies from each sport, from each activity they do. So based on that, they keep changing the fat percentage also, and they make sure that they have to keep the fat percentage in the percentage that they have to be having for particularly to play the specific sport. So if you take those guidelines, we don't have any specific guidelines for Indian athletes. We have to have a reference from the international journals, and then accordingly we have to set a percentage for them for body fat percentage. And based on the sport they play, and it gets utilized. So most of the food which they are being prepared in India, in Indian diet, they have the nuts and oil seeds, all of them come, and even all the cold pressed oils, wood pressed oils. These are the basic source of fat that comes through the diet.
Okay.
Thank you.
Welcome.
So do you see when you are experiencing, you are in that sports village, so have you seen the difference? What is the major difference for say for boxers, what kind of food, for runners, what kind of food? Is there any huge difference between them?
Yes, ma'am. So we were not able to find out how much they eat, but prepare and we come off. So we don't be there when they dine in. So we didn't get the chance to interact closely with them because of air bubble and change of time. So, but they have their own protocol inside SAI itself.
Okay.
The portion size. So dietitians working there, they know each individual how much to eat and how much to take. They have a very good tracking system.
Oh,
Okay.
right. Okay. Because the runners have to be lighter, and the
Yes.
boxers
It has
definitely will
to
be
be
very
heavier, heavier
take the
side.
pain
Yes.
and the hitting and all they have to take. So will there be any particular change or particular way of eating, or I mean in the sense the quantity and the nutrients, etc. One very important question from my side, this will be the last from my side, is how much a sports nutritionist can earn having her own or his own OPD, or in a government setup or in any academy. Are there any changes, or do you see any difference, minimum to maximum, how much one can earn? Because when I Googled, it gave me a lot of figures, but I just wanted to know from your experience.
So here in India, for someone who's practicing in the government side, they have their own system. So it depends from 40,000 to 30,000 per month, or even 50,000 per month based on their experience. And for someone who is practicing with their private practice, it can even go up to 50,000 to 1 lakh maximum. So minimum you can even charge however you want. It can be even 1,000 or it can be even 500. But it can go maximum to 50,000 to 1 lakh. So based on the entrepreneurial skill that you have, so that counts. And as well as any funds being given for the athlete. So all of that data and all the details also will to plan accordingly for an athlete.
Okay.
So average for an for a sports nutritionist who's practicing independently, definitely they can earn up to 30 to 50,000.
Okay. So do you advise, apart from sports OPD, should they attach some related nutrition counseling or services? Say, for example, food related to sports, or some products related to sports, or any related anything that is related to sports. Anything that you advise in OPD, in our OPD.
Doctor, do you mean by supplements or other?
To increase the income.
Yes, yes, doctor. So apart from practicing and seeing your clients, so you can become a content blogger also. So you can write articles online. So there are a lot of spaces online where you can post your case studies, or you post your article. So you get paid for what you write. So you can find out the suitable portal for that. So yeah, that. So, and you can start your own blogging page also. So through that, you can direct many people to read your articles also.
Okay.
And yeah, and Instagram is also a very good place to get in touch with many young athletes and adults and coaches. So through that, you will be able to connect with many supplement companies also. So there are many companies who reach out to you, but you have to be very careful to choose the right one, so that the right supplement is used for the athlete. So it is just an add-on, but primarily focusing on the diet is more important than the supplement.
Yes. Great. Any more questions?
Audience, any more questions you have? She's here for under 3 minutes. So if you have any more questions, you can just post your questions. Yeah. Yes, doctor. There are no questions on Facebook as of now. And I don't see any audience posting any questions. I think we are good to go for the today's session.
So thank you so much, Deepthi, for enlightening us about the courses and about how we can earn and how much we can earn. That's very important and key questions. People are very much interested to know, because when they take up such a new subjects and they have to focus in the same thing, suddenly they cannot jump into any other thing, because from clinical we can jump into sports, but from sports to jump into clinical, it's a big task, or any other thing. So thank you so much for giving all the information. And I think if anybody has any more questions, they can always, this will be available in T-Talks Tuesday Facebook page and also in Instagram. You can post your questions if you have any. And of course, Rachel will answer.
Yes.
Thank you so much, doctor. Thank you so much, Mayuri, for inviting me.
So thank you so much, Rachel, for being here on T-Talks Tuesday and giving us such a valuable information and with regards to the sports nutrition. I hope students would have got best out of it from today's session. And as said by Dr. Janaki, this session is there recorded. I mean, it's being recorded. It is there on our YouTube channel and even on our Facebook. So any questions post this session, you can just post it on any of our pages. Rachel is here to answer your questions. So thank you, Rachel. Thank you for being on T-Talks.
Thank you once again.
Yeah. Thank you all. See you next Tuesday, same time, same place. Bye for today. Bye, everyone.
Happy Sivaratri.
Happy Sivaratri to everyone.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.